Hi, everybody. Deb Coleman here, coming to you with some more information, hopefully some tips and strategy around your own content conversion and how to improve it. I just got off an interview where we were talking about some of the content mistakes that entrepreneurs make, whether they're early on in their business career or the more established entrepreneurs and coaches and healers and people out there with their own business. It frequently comes down to messaging and the content that we are creating, sharing, and repurposing that does that allows us to attract more of the right people that we intend to serve and make invitations for them to work with us. And all of that is well and good and only works as well as it can based on our beginning steps, based on the foundation that it's built upon. So when she asked me today, what do you think people need to look at first? Where do they begin, regardless of where they're at in their business journey? Where do they begin to improve their content and improve their content conversion even more so? And the answer is really kind of simple. It's about your core message and purpose. So I want to talk a little bit about that today. The core message and purpose of who we are, what sets us apart from other people who do similar work, how we serve with people, how we serve the clients that we serve, what about those people, what's unique about the people or the niche that we're trying to reach, and what do they get by working with us. So those are some of the components to your core purpose and message. And the thing that's kind of woven through it that I find really also important in terms of setting us apart is our vision. Why we do what we do. What is it about the way that we provide our service, the way that we help people and support is really important. Not only in how we show up, but in the language that we use to convey that message. If we're someone who trains, we're going to have a different flavor to that message versus someone who guides and supports. Some are more gentle, some are more fact-based, some are more inclusive in terms of how they work. If you work in group settings, if you have a set strategy, those are the kinds of things that you want to weave into your core message and use language that speaks not only the way that you like to show up, but that will reach the people that you want to serve. So it needs to be some of their language so that they can identify with you and realize that it's that you're speaking directly to them. So although it does sound simple, it can take a little time to really delve into what that language might be. I work with people, and you can do this on your own to some extent too, to just set aside some time to look at what you already think your core message is, because many of us have what we might call an elevator pitch or an elevator invitation, or we have a short bio that we use or that's somewhere on our website, and maybe that's working fine. It's always valuable to go back and take a look at it and see if it is working. See if it does convey you the way you want to be conveyed. See if when people find that, they know what you do, or they ask the next question of how do you do it, or how can I work with you? If that kind of engagement is happening and those are the right people who do in fact become clients, then you're probably doing pretty well. If that's not happening, if people are not sure what you mean by it, they're not sure if you work with them and their situation, then you need a little work. So you want to get down into that. And when I work with people to do that, we spend a fair amount of time on it. We spend a session basically going through some key questions and areas to take a look at to find that language and then pull it all together. And I help you sift through it so that we create a 2 to 3 sentence elevator invitation that kind of summarizes what you do. And that's your core purpose and message. That then should be very evident on your website, some components of it on the homepage, in your About Me section, anywhere you have a bio or social media profile. And the biggest piece, because we're really all about creating content that converts, is now that gives rise to our content topics and how we're going to show up to demonstrate our expertise, to add value to the people that we want to serve, and to establish and nurture relationships with those people that will ultimately lead to better conversion and more of them becoming our clients. So it's a process, and many people can go off on the process of creating content, improving their content, learning the strategy of where to share it, how to multi-purpose it, all things that are important, but their core message and purpose may be misaligned or just not aligned with what they're creating. So either way, we have a break in continuity, and congruence is really a better word, actually, in what our message is. So that's why sometimes we're not reaching the right people, or we're reaching them but nothing's happening. You know, maybe they're even expressing interest, maybe they're even engaging, but they're not converting, they're not becoming clients. So the first place to begin the process is the core purpose and message, and then to build all the rest out in very clear strategic alignment with that core message. And that's what I help people do in my content conversion lab, as well as in my private work. And you can get started by grabbing my free gift, if you haven't already, the 3 costly content mistakes that are repelling your best clients. It's also about what to do instead, how to create that core message and the pieces that follow, all the content that follows, that will do just that, will reach the people you're meant to serve, will lead to better conversion, so that you can save yourself some time and effort. Many of us are doing things that are really not building our business, and we're often doing them because we see other people doing them and maybe other people having success. So we make this very costly assumption that if we just do what they're doing, we're going to have the same results. And there's so many nuances to who we are, who we're trying to reach, how we deliver our service, that is not the same as anybody else out there. And that's what we need to convey in our messaging and in our content. So it's so important to spend a little time on that. If I can support you to do that in any way, you can start with my free gift. You can reach out for a session. You can learn more about the Content Conversion Lab, where we are doing this on an ongoing basis so that people can have a strategy behind their content, a strategy behind their messaging, and a system to nurture those people who are interested. So we can not only reach more of them, but that we can establish relationships and nurture them so that we get better conversion, that we get more of our favorite, best paying customers, because that's what we really want to do. We want to work with the people we're meant to work with. We want to love what we do and love how we're delivering what our gift is to the rest of the world. So if that's of interest, I hope you'll grab the free gift. I'll put the link in the comments below, or you can go to debcoleman.com and it will be there front and center, as well as some information about the group program, the Content Conversion Lab. I hope that you will take a look at your own core message and purpose and see if it needs a little refreshing or tweaking so that you can reach more of your best customers and convert them too. Thanks so much for tuning in, and please share this if you think it would be of interest to other people. Thanks.